Evelyn to Philip, March 25th, 1945. Dearest Phil, Adele did not go to sleep until after 10 last night, and I never got to bed till 12. I was sure Adele would sleep later this morning and allow me to get some sleep, but evidently she doesn't think I need any. She was up like a bat out of a cannon at 7 sharp and raring to go. If only you were here and could take her off my hands at these times. I'd certainly appreciate being able to sleep just one single morning. I can't seem to remember ever lying abed until I felt like getting up. What's it like? I know you don't do it often, but at least you get the opportunity to do it once in a while. If you think the Army with its rulings and enforcements is bad, mister, you ought to try being a mother. Any and everything goes, and then some. I decided not to nap her so that she would go to bed early and give me at least one evening to myself. So I ran around with her all day long and tired myself out, but good. I had promised Mom we would clean the Venetian blinds downstairs today, and brought Adele in about 3:30 and let her play on the porch while we busied ourselves with the blinds. It was 5:30 when we finished. Adele had her dinner and went straight to bed. She wouldn't go to sleep for quite a while, but she's sleeping now, and I'm so thankful to have a little time to myself. Emma Strongen called us late in the afternoon to tell us that she is leaving for California this evening to join Phil. It's possible that Phil may go overseas, and she wants to be with him as much as possible if such is the case. The news sounds wonderful. In fact, I sometimes have to pinch myself to make it seem true. Do you mean to tell me, sweet, that this war might be over soon? Incredible! After waiting so long, I've come to a point where I don't believe anything unless I see it with my own 2 eyes, and I won't even believe that it is over until my eyes can gaze upon you. I'm sorry, sweet, that I haven't had time to write to the Davies as you requested, and will try to do so in the near future. Adele keeps me stepping at such a fast pace when I am home these days that I have very little taste for letter writing or anything that requires concentration. I noticed in your 22-page letter that you gave Mr. Edwards my mother's telephone number, MIC 8207, and not our telephone number, which, in case you'd forgotten, is DAV 2612. Really, honey, I should take myself out tonight for some entertainment and relaxation, but I'm much too tired to stray from the house. It's 2 weeks since I've been out an evening, and this continual staying in does me a whole lot of no good. I noted in your last batch of letters that you seem to make the most of each evening by going to the movies, weekly dance, or whatever comes your way. I enjoy reading your accounts of each because it makes up in part for the times I have to stay in. I usually relax in the evening in the living room for a little while before hitting the hay and read and reread your letters. I've reread your 22-pager many, many times. It's almost a book. I do hope someday you'll try to write a book. I know you have the talent, even though you think I'm prejudiced, and I assure you I am not in that respect, as numerous others share my opinion. Spring shone forth in all its glory and brought everyone out on their porches and steps. It's good to see the world come to life again after a bitter cold winter. I only wish we'd both come to life inside once more. I adore you, darling, and want very much to continue on this. However, I must get a card to send to Stuart. Today is his first birthday, and we'll post this at the same time. Good night, baby, and I pray I shall not have to say it through this medium much longer. Your Ev. Philip to Evelyn, 25 March 1945. Dearest Evie, there was no fresh mail from me today, and because it has been no different than most days, I don't have anything much to write about. I was reading over your letter of 28 February that accompanied the proofs of the pumpkin and noticed that I had failed to tell you which post to have made up for me. Hence, I'm submitting my order forthwith. 1 5x7 sitting pose, colored, of course. I'm awaiting the other picture of Adele writing on the blackboard with the greatest impatience. Glad you got out to the movies for a change to see Frenchman's Creek with Eddie. What is Eddie doing these days, incidentally? Still taking it easy? This evening I'm going to see Tree Grows in Brooklyn at the Base Theater. I'm looking forward to it with a great deal of pleasurable anticipation, because if it's anything like the book, it should be a smasher, as Bert might say. I'm going to try to catch the first showing so that I'll have an hour or two afterwards to start a letter to Mom. The news from Germany gets more encouraging daily. I even made a bet as to the date of V-Day. I can't tell you the date, sweet, but I can say that I'm getting odds of 2 to 1, so you can gather from that I didn't guess too far into the future. Forgot to tell you, honey, that your rather long email of 13 March arrived yesterday. There was nothing about it that required any answering, since you filled almost the entire 2 typed pages with the descriptions of Ruth's new dresses and your new jumper. The letter is remarkable, though, for the speedy trip it made. 11 days for an airmail letter is very good time, I think. By the way, Chippy, if you're missing letters for 20 and 24 March, just be patient a little longer, because it's a longie in a blue envelope and may be slow getting through. I started it on the 20th and finished it on CQ last night. I'm anxiously awaiting your reply to the installment of the 24th, so give what I said a lot of thought before you attempt to answer it. Kiss Adele from me. Love to all. I love you, my Ev. Your Phil.